I knew I should feel horrible. I should be full of remorse and regret and guilt for being the cause of such a terrible accident. But I didn't. I felt alive. I felt genuine happiness. For the first time, I was able to enjoy the sensations of life without pain or anxiety. I heard things without repercussion, felt the air ruffle my hair, and watched a bird land outside my bedroom window, which was open for the first time ever. Although it didn't last very long, it was the greatest few hours I'd ever had, and I needed it back. Over the course of the next 24 hours, I tasted the effects the car accident had on me. For 3 hours only, extreme sensations caused me to die. The remaining 21 hours slowly tapered back to a more normal response from my body. However, I noticed slightly less sensitivity by the end of the day. What caused it? Was it an overload of information? The massive amount of heat, burning flesh, screeching tires, and crushing metal, boom of the engine, and screams of those inside and those running to douse the flames, the sirens of 8 emergency vehicles coming on the scene? I couldn't say for sure, but I was about to find out. I had never seen my father in person, just a few old pictures my mom kept for some reason. He had been in contact a few times to try and visit, make himself feel better about leaving us. Last time he called was about a year ago, and he really wanted me to meet his new wife and kids. Yeah, sure, I'd love to meet the family that was good enough for you. But that was then, and this is now. Now I had a reason to see him. Look at me, Dad. I'm better. You can finally teach me how to play catch. Hey, Dad?
Whoa! Can't believe you're calling here. Is everything okay?
I could practically see the tears welling up at the corners of his eyes.
Yeah, everything is fine, Dad. More than fine. I'm better. I can do things like go outside now.
How? How is that possible? What did the doctor say?
It's easier if I just showed you. Want to bring Vicky and the kids over tomorrow for lunch? I'll make something for us.
Yeah, of course, lunch. I'll take the day off of work and bring everyone by. We just got a puppy. Pickle. Want me to bring him too?
The tremble in his voice was almost too much for me to take. He was just so happy.
Sure. Can't wait to see you, Dad.
With that, I hung up the phone and slowly made my way through the house, getting it ready for them tomorrow. Mom would be home soon from work, and I had a lot of work to do. I wanted everything to be perfect for my first visit with my dad. I had to get up at 5 a.m. to ensure that the house was ready and lunch made in time for their visit, but I made it just in time. Just as I laid the last fork, I heard a knock at the door. My heart was racing, and I wasn't being affected by any outside stimulus. I was nervous, excited, ready. Posing at the door for a minute to regain my composure and let my heart settle down, I slowly opened the door and let them in. All the excitement of 5 kids and a puppy hit me hard, and I had to catch my breath after several deaths, all in a row. Dad looked at me with sad eyes, knowing what pain and agony I just went through, and realizing that I wasn't actually cured of anything. Don't worry, Dad. It isn't bad as it used to be, and I'm in the middle of an experiment that relieves my condition. I'll show you. Once they were all in, I ushered them over to the table, and they took their seats. I asked Dad to say grace, and then we dug in some delicious pancakes and eggs. It is all I really know how to make. Halfway through my second pancake, I reached out and grabbed the knife for some more butter, but instead plunged it deep into my father's neck. The cold metal and warm blood would normally send my body into spasm and my heart would race, stop. Not this time. I felt strength and a calming of my nerves just like after the accident. His new wife screamed at the top of her lungs and tried to get up but only succeeded in crashing into one of her brats. I pulled the knife out of his neck with blood pumping all over my arm and moved slowly around the table to his wife as she scrambled to get away. Kicking her in the face once, twice, then bending down and ramming the knife into her pleading eyes with all my force. She stopped moving immediately. Pickle was barking and whining, going from snapping his teeth at me and licking the blood off the ground. I turned, aglow with renewed vigor and life, toward the closest child. We had a huge bottle of extra-strength superglue that I had coated the chairs with just before they arrived, and he was doing his job. I reached out and snapped the neck of the closest and sprang away down the hall after the oldest. Her legs were long enough to reach the ground from a sitting position, and she ran, hunched over towards the front door. I caught her by the hair and flung her backwards. She landed on her back, face covered in tears, mouth split wide in a scream. I stuffed the knife straight down her throat until I felt it connect with the vertebrae. Running back, amazing how trivial this seems to most, but it was my first time doing so. To the last of them, I made their cries stop quickly. Pickle was last. I honestly didn't know if an animal life would benefit me or not, and I am still not quite sure. I was so high, so full of their life essence that I couldn't tell one way or the other. My body was strong, agile. Not a single sensation caused my heart to race or stop. My experiment was a success. I spent the rest of the afternoon cleaning up the mess and enjoying my newfound freedoms. It wasn't until the next morning when I had my first relapse, which was minor in comparison to what it used to be. And even now, as I type this with my actual hands, I have yet to fall back into the state I once was. Is it possible that either the violence of the death or the close connection I had to the person dying caused it to be that much more medicinal? Of course, I have much more experimenting to do before I knew whether it is permanently cured or not. Fortunately, I have many doctors who can help.